different? What's different? Is it mine? There we go. Ah, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. And I'm right here, everybody. So these headphones sound way different. So you guys want to know the best part about today's episode? Is that, hey, I was confused. Patreon. I'm still figuring that out, Lisa. Anyway. So I had like 2 or 3 or 4. I think I had 12 pages of notes for today, right? I even created a spreadsheet. Looked all beautiful, right? And today, when I was leaving my office, usually I'm leaving, I put all my crap away because the cleaning lady is going to come in, right? The lady comes in every night. So I like it to be somewhat tidied up, right? I don't like papers all over my desk. I don't like whatever. Well, I had my after show notes. But today at 4, we had to go to a town hall at work, right? So I was in a rush and I was like, crap, I got to put all my stuff away because I'm not going to be here at 5 o'clock to put it all away for the cleaning lady, right? Just so. So I just grabbed everything, boom, threw it in my drawer and I bounced. I got here. I was like, I want to start on time. Today's the first time that I'm promising Tuesdays at 6 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern time. I don't have my notes. So my notes are at work. However, I will go ahead and get started with a couple. I do remember a lot of them. And I also wanted to do something today, which we haven't done in a while. I always try to, but then I get started on different topics and I end up not watching Patreon. Work town halls are the worst. You know what's the weirdest part about being at like a town hall or something? You could be perfectly fine. You could be perfectly chill, like I am right now, right? And you could be cool. You sit there 3 minutes in, you're like, you become the most tired you've ever become. I don't have sleep apnea, so I know it's not that. And I'll tell you I know I don't because I got my tonsils removed, I got my deviated septum fixed, I got my soft pellet, my little hangy thing, my little uvula, all that taken out. I sleep great now. I'm up every morning. What's up? Top of the morning. I had this morning I got up to let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor. And I was like, hell yeah. I don't wake up with clowns never laughed before, like Rich. So I woke up today to let the bodies hit the floor. And then after that, I put on some Blink-182. Josie. And then so I was ready, right? Perfectly fine. Woke up. No problems. But then you get to that town hall and they're like, our numbers this year. And you're like, and especially if you get there a little late, not late, but after the go-getters and you have to sit like in the first or second row, then you're like, you're trying so hard not to, when the president of your company is right there, so anyway, it's because, and that's what's crazy is that how I wanted to look it up, but I didn't have a chance to because I had to rush there. It's on the other side. My office is like 3 minutes away, literally 3 minutes away. The town hall was across town. So I had to haul ass from there to get here. But it's crazy. I wanted to look it up. I was like, what is the phenomenon where if you're like really bored, you start to yawn? And there was some book I was listening to on body language. And they were talking about how sometimes it's not even boredom that'll make you yawn. It'll be like if you're nervous or something, maybe for like a job interview or something, you might yawn because you're trying to get oxygen in your body. So it's your body trying to be like, breathe, homie. So, but at those kind of things, when you are bored, what is it about boredom that makes you tired? Is it that you're almost in like a meditative state because you're sitting there, you're quiet, you're listening, and is it that you're kind of zoning out or whatever, and you're like, Jaguru Dev, Nothing's gonna change my world. Is it that? That you're really like, that you're really just in a super relaxed state. So, because think about that. Throughout your day, how many times are you in a relaxed state that much? Right? You're at your desk. Today, yesterday I didn't take a lunch. Today I almost didn't take a lunch, but my wife called me and she was like, "Hey, can you bring me this and this?" And I was like, "All right, cool." So I did that. But if how many times are you just sitting there? Because if you just sit in a spot, not talking, sitting there 3 minutes, you probably would get tired like that. So yeah. But anyway, that was right before I got here, and I'm trying some new stuff with lightings, background. So I'm green on this side or this side and both sides, and trying to get this all figured out, and trying to bring a little more funness to where I'm at right there. Trying to bring a little more fun things to the Patreon. We're back on Patreon. If you're checking this out from the link that I put on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, if you just saw it pop up, go to patreon.com/TASBL. I deleted all the old tiers, so started fresh, right? So if you were on one of the old tiers before, you have to sign up for one of the new tiers, because I deleted everybody. The only ones that remained were the free members. So, because they just kind of stay there forever, I guess. But if you were a paying subscriber, pay again. Cool. I'd appreciate it. But don't pay again. It's all good. Just join as a free member. But just so you don't, I have a lot of friends, a lot of people that listen that don't do social media. And for me, I went back and forth. What's a way we can get out all the notifications? Some people are on Instagram. I asked a lot of people, how'd you find the show? Way back then, how'd you find the show? And people were like, "Oh, I found you here. I found you there. I found you here. I found you there." But once you do find it, like for me, I think I have most of my notifications turned off. So even if I check things at my leisure, right? So if you're like that, but maybe you have your email on, so you get an email from Patreon, or you have the notifications on from Patreon. I have a buddy that does no social media whatsoever, but he subscribes to a handful of Patreons, and he actually like pays their $5 or $10 a month or whatever. Really enjoys those people, has his notifications on for that. So if you're one of those people, or if not, just go ahead, subscribe. You'll never miss anything. Updates, right? I made a new shirt today. Put it on Amazon, right? I'll link that up to it later. It's just the easiest way. You guys that are listeners, for the most part, are Covino and Rich listeners. So you know how Patreon works. You know who I've been following a lot on Patreon. I actually subscribed to their channel, and I'm paying them now. Matt D'Elia. Such a cool dude. And man, his Patreon's so cool. I think one of my favorite things is the interaction. He has like a group chat while you're on Patreon, and you guys can kind of BS. And he gets back to everybody that BS's. He's kind of learned a little bit about us, personalities and all that. And so it's cool. So when we're in the lives, it's almost that Cavino and Rich relationship. Obviously not that deep, but as far as the interaction and starting to know us and all that. So I dig Matt D'Elia. He's funny. He's entertaining as hell. One of my favorite things I showed my wife, she hated it, was him singing some Pearl Jam stuff, just whatever. But anyway, so Patreon. A lot of people are on Patreon, and YouTube, right? YouTube, Patreon, all that good stuff. So you want us to chat on Patreon. No. What I'm talking about is the chat, like that Matt has, is just it's an everyday kind of, like, we have the Carl page. A lot of people are posting on the Carl page and things like that. Matt, there's an option in Patreon where you can have a chat, so you can kind of BS with your patrons, right? For here, like the live videos and stuff, I like the live interaction on YouTube. I have the chat up here so I can see you guys. So I appreciate the live interaction like this. But I mean, if you guys did want to message me on Patreon, I'm more than happy to reply right there. You guys can always text 928-235-5285. I'll get back to you on there. or just wherever. As long as you're interacting. I mean, I feel like a lot of you people that are joining the lives and stuff are diehard. So this is kind of directed at the people that have maybe left Patreon at one point, or I left Patreon, right? So I kicked all you guys out. So I'm just saying, hey, come on back. Patreon.com/TASBL. And if you're ever wondering, wait, what was it? ASBL? No, just remember, the after show, but later. Take the first letter off of all of those. The after show, but later. TASBL. Patreon.com/TASBL. Thank you guys. Now, let's go ahead and Covino and Rich this week, they have something on their Overpromise that I wanted to check out called That Might Be Ass. I wanted to check that out, so I'm super excited about that. There's I don't want to say a new segment, but there's something I want to talk to that really chaps my ass. So I'll go ahead and let you guys. Maybe that's what I should. I've been trying to think of too, how like I need to narrow my focus on on social media. So I don't know, maybe do rants or talk sports or entertainment or whatever. But I feel like I need a niche, right? So we have Covino and Rich listeners, you guys. We listen to Covino and Rich. There's so many things that go on. Oh, you could see what I did there, how I doubled that. All right. So we cover a wide array of topics, but for the most part on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, whatever, people are kind of doing one type of thing, right? Maybe asking a crazy question or responding to TMZ headlines or something. So I if you guys can think of any ideas where I should niche down, let me know. I think that would be really cool. So, maybe should I get to chaps my ass right now? All right, let's check out the most recent Overpromise from Cavino and Rich. Let's go.
Nudie Magazine Day.
Oh, it's the equivalent of Nudie Magazine Day. Kickoff the NFL season, buddy.
That's it. And by the way, it's also Overpromise Day with Cavino and Rich from Fox Sports Radio, 2 to 4 on the West, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 on the East. Thank you guys for being here with us on our bonus pod.
Oh, and like Cavino always says, youtube.com/Cavino and Rich FSR. Go check them out. Go subscribe if you're not subscribed to their new Patreon or their new YouTube channel as well.
Now, if you're listening, because you could stream this as a podcast.
Of course. In fact, more people listen than watch. I encourage you to watch because
exactly.
This is hella fun, as Cartman would say. Hella fun.
If you're listening, hit subscribe. Follow the new YouTube page. Again, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit it. If you already subscribed, send it to a friend. We appreciate it. Steve Cavino.
Fuck.
LA Aztecs, bro. Rich Davis.
Yo, let's go.
Spotty's here. Thank you guys for hanging out. It is a very special day, and we have important things to get to, like Rich's picks for the weekend.
I have a parlay, a teaser, and a straight bet that I feel like we're going to start.
A straight bet. Not what you would think after listening to today's Cavino and Rich, where it was and I mean this literally, gayest show I probably have ever heard. And tomorrow they're going to be talking Charlie Sheen, so and all of his stuff. I think his stuff comes out today or tomorrow or something. So more gay stuff.
Hot this year.
And there's a new
and I have a huge take on what makes you gay.
Headline.
We're sizzling.
There's a new headline that's sweeping the nation. It's one of my favorite headlines.
Yeah.
And it's a new category. Should I let them know what it is or wait?
Let's dive in. Let's go.
Okay. It's called They Might Be Ass.
Oh, I love this game. They might be ass.
They might be ass.
It's your way of saying, like, I haven't made up my mind.
Let me know if you guys have checked out this Overpromise yet. Obviously, I'm going to give my commentary, but maybe I could skim through it a little bit if you guys have. Don't want to bore you either, right?
Yeah, but might be ass.
Now, this headline became a thing when Barstool was talking about Arch Manning in his debut. Now, he was kind of ass, right?
Might be ass.
They were kind of ass. Really couldn't do much. You could say Ohio State's defense was pretty strong. Or you could say Arch Manning was kind of ass.
He looks like he just sniffed ass.
Yeah. And they take on, San Jose State, I believe. They take on the Spartans this week.
Well, guess what? They won't be ass this week, but I love this category. They might be ass. I think Arch Manning, I think by the end of the year, once they play all these cupcake teams along the way, and they just beat the shit out of all these bottom feeders. Fast forward a month, you're not going to be saying Arch Manning's ass, but as of right now, it's very safe to say right now.
Might be. Might be. And here's the funny part about it. I was actually watching.
Didn't Arch Manning throw like 4 touchdowns the following game? So I guess we can debunk this. Arch Manning, not ass.
A game at the gym. This was like a headline. It wasn't even like halftime yet. And it was like, he might be ass. Turns out first game was kind of ass. But you know what else happened this week?
Yeah.
Who else might be ass? Bill Belichick. As I call him?
Yeah.
Bill Belichick. He might be ass.
And Andrew, I didn't see that. It was in like 5 minutes. That's freaking awesome. So, and what about, oh man, I had a parlay. I had, who'd I have? I had 2 touchdown scorers and the Ravens to win. With that one, I can't believe I lost that freaking parlay. It was like a plus 535 or something. And the only thing I needed the Ravens to do was win because I had, I think Josh Allen and Derrick Henry scoring touchdowns and then the Ravens winning. I think that's what I had. And yeah, I was like, dang, like a plus 535 just down the drain. And I had what game was it? I had the Vikings and the Bears. I think I had it 27-24. No, 27-21. Whatever it was. It was either 27-24 and I had 27-21, or it was 27-21 and I had 27-24. And I was like, oh, so I'm gonna hit one of those correct scores one day. My buddy Luis told me, he's like, dog, you're never gonna hit one of those. And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna hit one. And you put like $5, you can win like $1,000 or whatever. I'm like, it's so dope. Those are so fun to me. So whatever. Anyway,
game might not translate in college. 48.
Oh, and let me know your predictions right now for Canelo Crawford. Is it Canelo? Yeah, it's for the Canelo fight this weekend. Let me know who you're thinking. I know who I'm thinking, and I know how they're gonna win. I guarantee it. I'll put money on that.
14, TCU made him look like a chump. He might be ass. Now, am I rooting for any of these people to be ass? No, but they fall into this category as of this week, and they take on Charlotte, right, who's also 0-1 this week. But right now, might be ass.
Bill Belichick, he might be grabbing hot young ass, but he also might be ass. He might be ass.
Belichick. That dude was buns this week, man. Oh, God.
And can I throw one more college one just for fun? Alabama.
I agree. So, Elisa, you're saying Canelo's going to take it? I think Canelo by decision, 100%. But Andrew says Covino's Canelo impression is hilarious. I showed it to my mom like a year ago when he was going off, like where he was just like, I don't know. However he was doing it, he was using all these bad words or whatever. But it was hilarious because it's so. That's what I love about. I think that's what makes a good impression is not dead on. It's finding something and emphasizing it and making it worse. And, Cavino's so good at that. His impressions are hilarious. And you know what, Spot? I love Spot's impressions are terrible. And they're so terrible, they're hilarious too. So either be really good, like dead on, right? Be really bad, or find something and emphasize that. So I think Spot's really bad. I think Cavino finds something in every one of his impressions and emphasizes it. Hilarious. And then there's those people that are just good. So yeah, let's get back to the show.
Alabama might be ass. Just throw that out there. Baseball. We're getting close to the postseason.
Yeah.
And I want to throw someone in the they might be ass category.
Well, if you're gonna throw someone in, I want to throw someone in.
Rich almost got those side poofs going back on, huh? That phone needs a fade.
So during the trade deadline, the Mets, who are in a wild card position now. You and I got our Mets-Yankees bet. I'm trailing you by a couple games.
Yeah.
The Mets thought they shored up their bullpen. They got Greg.
Remember when Rich was trying to buy out Cavino like a month ago? dude, there's no way that the Yankees just, buy it out $1,000 right now or whatever. And now they're both terrible. I'm not going to try to say too much because I know Lisa's a fan of the Mets, but man, they're both terrible. They might be ass.
Soto,
That's
they got some arms. They got that side armor from the Giants. And then they got closer Ryan Helsley. This guy comes out to hell's bells, one of the elite closers in baseball. Have you seen his stats as a Met?
No.
It's terrible.
Isn't this dude a former All-Star with the Cardinals or whatever?
Multiple-time All-Star.
That dude looks like a dork.
14 earned runs in 11 innings. His ERA as a Met is 11.45, which makes it safe to say he might be ass.
Dude, he might be ass. For real. Seriously. And if you're going to throw him into the mix,
I'll be real. Since they started Overpromise, my BS is probably my favorite segment.
Speaking of relievers, as a Yankees fan, you guys remember him.
Not only might he be ass, he looks. You know who he looks like? I think maybe half a person listening will ever get this reference, but he reminds me of, on the show The Middle, he reminds me of Axel's friend, the one that ended up dating the sister. Yeah! He looks just like him if he was buff.
As the unhittable Devin Williams.
Well, he was unhittable until Pete Alonso crushed him in the postseason last year.
Devin Williams was great as a Brewer. He was so good. The Yankees changed their lifelong policy of facial hair just for this guy and for his confidence.
He was one of the reasons.
And I'm here to tell you, stop playing the guy. He might be ass. I think he is ass. He's 3-6 with a 5.6 ERA, and every time he's on the mound, something bad happens.
Didn't he walk in a run yesterday?
Yeah, Boone. I love you. I'm not the fire Boone guy. Stop putting this guy in. He might be ass until he proves he's not, okay? And when he gets out of his funk, then you put him in. He's horrible. Not now.
There's a big difference between who we think is ass in baseball because...
Lisa, you love The Middle, so in 2008, I went to Vegas with my buddy Johnny, original co-host of the after show. Me, Johnny, his mom, his dad, my friend Karina, and Johnny's sister. So we all go to watch Kevin James and Ray Romano. I'm a huge Kevin James fan. Ray Romano, hilarious stand-up. You wouldn't think it because everybody loves Raymond is real, Robert, whatever. Raymond's stand-up live had me rolling. Kevin James' stand-up, terrible. I love Kevin James. It was terrible. However, my story about The Middle, Patricia Heaton walked in right after the show started and sat a few rows in front of us. And I was like, oh my God. We were all like, and then during the show, Kevin James pointed her out. And then he started talking shit about the mom and the dad and all them. And he was like, no, it was Raymond. Raymond started talking shit about the mom and the dad from the show, and he was like, you know how much money I made all of them? It was actually hilarious. So I can't wait for baseball to end. Mets are killing me. Lisa, I've had those seasons with the Lakers, man. And for baseball, 160 games? Oh, man, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it as a baseball fan.
Helsley for the Mets, they're saying he must be tipped.
But anyway, The Middle, great show. My cousin, that's my age, his son, when he was younger, he reminded me of Brick. All kinds. Now that he's gotten older, he's freaking like 6 foot tall, like 150 pounds, big, tall, skinny kid, and long hair, so looks nothing like Brick anymore. But when he was a kid, he reminded me of him so much.
Off his pitches or something, because you don't go from all-star
Sue
top-level
Heck.
closer to an ERA like 12. So they're saying maybe he's tipping something off, but Devin Williams, there's an argument that when Pete Alonso hit that home run off of him in Game 3 of the wild card last year, has he ever been the same? The Yankees are a pretty decent squad. They're going to win 90 games around, and this guy is 3-6 with an ERA in the 5s. That's your star closer?
Ass, bro. So ass. And, I want you at home to start thinking of shows and teams and maybe a new style that might be ass to you. Isn't there a show that you told me was kind of ass?
Well, I feel like because everyone's such a damn crit.
Lisa has a Brick personality in her family. I have a Brick personality in my family, Lisa says. Such an underrated show.
Yeah.
One of the greatest shows of all time. I know you're not a big fan, but in the 2000s, for me, it was all about How I Met Your Mother and The Office. Those are my two shows that I'm like,
never a big Office guy. Seen it? All right. Never big. Are the Lakers going to be ass this season? You know what? I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be a full ass, but I think they might be. I'll give them. They're going to be 25% butt cheeks, so they're going to be a half of one butt cheek, I believe. I don't think they're going to be terrible, but it's going to be rough.
How could you beat those? Cheesy sitcom in The Office was super sarcastic and fun. The Office.
You like Modern Family too.
Modern Family too. That's a great one too. That's probably the trifecta.
Okay.
The Office actually has a spinoff that debuts today on Peacock, and it's called The Paper. Same creators, same everything, but I feel like they're going to try to recapture that magic, and I feel like people are going to say, "By
The Paper." That already looks stupid. I'm already depressed, not impressed. I'm depressed by The Paper on Peacock. That looks terrible. It looks so forced.
default, I think this is ass.
Dude, yeah, just the look.
You think okay, let me look at some of this. Modern Family is my nighttime show. You know what's been mine? Modern Family is cool. I've never watched it all the way through. When the son got weird looking and older, I was just kind of lost interest on just like the show. I felt like it kind of jumped the shark, or maybe I just fell off of it. But there was Modern Family and another one that came out around that time. Parenthood, I believe. I watched the first like couple of seasons of both of those, and then I just fell off of them. But my nighttime show has been freaking Seinfeld. I don't know why. It just has been. But what I have been trying to do, because typically I'm not like a big or show watcher or whatever, but I've been trying to watch more because I've learned that I'll have shows on in the background, like Seinfeld or whatever, while I'm like editing or I'm doing something. I'm always doing something, right? The dishes or friggin' whatever. So I don't like to put on something that I need to pay attention to, but so I'll throw on Seinfeld or something I've seen a million times, right? But lately, I've been trying to actually like watch like documentaries or whatever. Like I watched the one that everybody and their mom was talking about, that block number or whatever the hell. And I watched a TLC documentary. I watched I watched the TLC one on a plane. I watched, but you know what I've been doing is I'll put it on and I'll kind of listen to it, and then it'll get kind of like intriguing, and then I'm like, oh, and then I'll put down whatever I'm doing. I'll start to watch for a minute. So it's making me less productive, but I'm taking in a lot more media, which I think makes me well-rounded. I think the Knicks go to the finals this season. Andrew, throw some money on it. I don't know if in your state you can freaking if you can bet, but if you think so, throw a few bucks on it. Throw a few bucks on it right now for going to the finals. $20 will probably make you like a millionaire. Seinfeld will never die for me. Lisa says that. And Lisa, that's one of those shows that when I was a kid, I hated, right? I never gave it a chance. It was in that same category with me as Frasier. I thought it was an old white people show. Well, I don't even know if white people, because my dad liked it, and my dad's not white. But he liked Frasier, Seinfeld, all that, and I never really I didn't really mess with Seinfeld. I always thought it was and then when I got older, I think Johnny was the one that was like, nah, dude, like seriously, like just check it out, just give it a chance. I gave it a chance, and I have probably watched the series almost as many times as I've seen like Boy Meets World and all that, and I've seen those series over and over. Andrew, I'm not really a gambler. Ah, man. Okay, then I guess whatever. Then, but you know what? If you feel like the Knicks are going, then I'll put money on it. I'm such a degenerate when it comes to gambling that, well, I'm not like the biggest I'm not the biggest degenerate. I remember, I might have told this story, but my buddy, me, my buddy Luis, and his dad, we were watching the UFC one day, and his dad was like, "Mijo," he goes, "How much money did you put in your account?" And he was like, "To bet, or how much do you have today to bet today?" And I was like, $50, because he had asked me. He was like, "Mijo, what do you have? $500?" And I was like, I may be a quote unquote degenerate, but I'm not stupid either. Again, I don't make money like some people do. To them, $500 is like $50 to me for a night or whatever, right? So he was like, "Mijo," and I go, "Fernando," "Are you crazy? I don't have that kind of money, fool." I go, "I got $50. And he goes, he laughed at me. He's all, "Pinchy Daniel." That's what he said. And I was just like, yeah. But anyway, so I'm quote unquote a degenerate, but a responsible degenerate, right? I never gamble money I don't have. Like, I think Artie Lang has a joke where he was like, you don't know anxiety or something until you have what did he say? You have $700 on the Mets or something, and your rent is $600 or something. And I was like, oh yeah. See, I'm not like that. Not a gambler either. Okay, cool. I'm older and wider than you, babe. Well, I love Seinfeld, so I don't think it's an old white people show anymore. But yeah, I love it. So let's see. What about shows that might be ass right now? Are there any shows? I'll give you a show that might be ass. There's a documentary series. There's like 6 episodes on Netflix about some chick who was like cheated on or something. And so now she's like driving around helping people catch like their catfish or something or whatever. I watched part of the first episode. I think that show might be ass. If I'm not sold by the end of episode 1, I'm probably not going to finish it. So let me know in the chat, if you're future dude, let me know either on Patreon, YouTube, whatever, what current shows might be ass.
Look at their faces there. Might be ass. I'm convinced. I'm
gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it after Thursday Night Football, after a little Cowboys Eagles action. I think I might throw it on. The only carryover character is I'm forgetting his name. Spot. Did you watch Office?
Rich doesn't want to say the black dude or Cuban or whatever the fuck he is.
Well, if you're forgetting it, it's got to be ass.
The guy all the way to the right.
The guy all the way to the right. The guy he played. He's the gay guy.
I thought I recognized that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Do you remember? Oh my goodness. I said I didn't like The Office, and I just thought of an episode. I think it's the first episode, but they're playing this game. It's like Heads Up or whatever, right? Where they, you put your phone nowadays, and then you freaking, you put your phone and they have to guess what it is. So it's the first day or whatever. They have to walk around with the index card on their head, and it says what they are, and I think you have to like treat them like what the card is or something. And the fat black dude, his card just says black. That is funny. Okay, I'm liking that. I know you're not a big football guy, but the Dallas Cowboys documentary on Netflix is great. You know what? That's what Cavino was telling me, because I told him to watch the TLC documentary. And you know what, Andrew? Actually, I just told my buddy earlier this week. I was like, dog. I was like, every year that passes, I get more and more into football. Like this season, I'm so freaking stoked to watch this season, right? And the thing that bothers me, and I told my sister, I was like, dog, what bothers me is that like I don't have a team that I'm passionate about. And she was like, I thought you liked the Packers. And I was like the story I've told on here a million times. Liked it when I was a kid. Brett Favre left, followed Brett Favre, realized I was more of a Brett Favre fan, right? This is way before we knew anything, way back in the day. So now then my sister's like, well, then why don't you just like root for the Cardinals? And I was like, yeah, tried that too. And I'll root for them this year. But it's just different when you have that team that you freaking like grew, like my buddy Luis, right? Him and his dad, huge Niners fans, right? Luis is also a Lakers fan. That's one of the things that helped us like bond as homies when we were young. Huge, right? That passion that I have for the Lakers, don't have it for the Cardinals. You can't fake the funk. And I'm like, I'll root for them, right? But not like I just think if you can't really adopt a team as an adult. It's just you don't have that same passion like you have when you're a kid. You know what's funny, Andrew? So Andrew says, "What do you mean you don't have a team? You're the number 19 fan or whatever, or you're number 19, baby." So the 19th Cardinals fan was a joke we had, back in the day. I think Andrew and El Cucuy made fun of me and said that I'll be the 19th Cardinals fan, but I thought about. I was like, you know what? I was like, if I ever had like another podcast or something, I'd call it like Fan 19. Or number 19 or some shit. And I'm like, it would just be an inside joke for myself, really, and you guys, The Cardinals might actually be pretty decent this year. You can get the shirt. You can get the shirt I'm getting. What's the shirt you're getting, Lisa? Let me know. I'll pick one up too. Oh, and get this. Me and Wes in Idaho, we're planning to crash the Hot Boys or what is it? Hot Tub Boys, whatever, game. They're most likely gonna, I think, see the Cardinals and the Titans, in Phoenix. And that's where the Hot Tub Boys trip is this year in Phoenix. So freaking Wes was like, it's like a 5-hour drive for me. And I was like, it's a 3-hour drive for me. And I was like, Wes, should we crash it? And he was like, I'm down. And then he was like, I'll wear my Above Ground Pool Boys t-shirt. And I was like, that would be dope. I'd be down to go crash it and freaking go have a drink with them and then be responsible, wait till the morning and then drive home, right? But I think that'd be cool. So Wes and I might crash the Hot Tub Boys pool party or whatever the hell football game. Giants fan. You know what? You know what's kind of cool though about not having a team is that, like when I watched the Niners, like the other day, it was the Niners and the Seahawks. So I was like, I have a friend, a good friend, great friend, fabulous friend, right? No, I have a friend named Daniel, also Seahawks fan, right? And then I think of Rich, Luis, Luis's dad, and I think of my friends that are Niners fans, right? And then I'm like, I'm thinking about all of them as I'm watching the game. So I'm watching a freaking a Giants game, and I'm like, oh, Lisa, right? I'm watching a Rays game, and I'm like, I've texted Andrew before during the Rays game, and I'm like, so I think that's kind of cool because I don't really have like a baseball team either. So I'll be like, oh, cool. But anyway, you're going to betray the Above Ground Pool Boys to be a hot tub boy? No, you don't get it, Andrew. We're gonna crash it. That's the whole point. We're gonna crash it, right? We're gonna go, and if you think I'm getting in a hot tub with Drew Mack and freaking what's his name, Mauser or any of them, I'm not going to. Keith Velez, nah. I'd have to bust a Covino on that. I think I'd have to just kick it outside. That's why I'm an above ground pool boy. But anyway. Let's get back to
He's
this.
the only one.
I got two more that we could add to this category. One is a new drink. And Rich was telling me about it today. He's like, did you see Starbucks have the new option? There's a new cold foam option.
By the way, it's Oscar on the office.
Oh, Oscar. Thanks, man. I was on the edge of my seat.
You know what? They're talking about Starbucks. You just want to join. I rarely get Starbucks anymore. When I worked for the college, we had a Starbucks downstairs, so I'd have that one to two times a day, literally. But we worked a 4-day week, so it's not like I was spending it every day, right? Not whatever. But I rarely get Starbucks anymore. But when I did get it every day, I'd try to be good and get like Americano, because I was like, all right, cool, just get a black coffee, basically, right? But one thing that I loved that I never really got, because again, I'm trying to live past 40. The salted caramel frap or whatever. Oh my goodness, that salted caramel will get me every time. So that is definitely not ass.
I know you were dying to know.
I was like, Jesus. Starbucks has a new overpriced drink, and It has a cold foam with 15 grams of protein, apparently. Now.
So, well,
I bet you it tastes like ass. I don't care how good they try to make when they add protein to like a protein bar or whatever. I don't care. If it's like a whey protein or I'm not saying like chicken, right? Chicken's good. But I'm saying like if they ever try to make cold foam with protein or whatever, they have that same chalky taste. I don't care. I don't care how good Starbucks is saying this is going to be. I bet you this is ass.
Everyone's having their pumpkin spice drinks. This is either going to be the greatest thing in the world, or I could just feel it. Starting September 29th in a couple weeks, they're debuting, like you said, your protein fix. Look at that. That one has 26 grams of protein, 24 grams. If they add this cold foam, if you're getting your protein fix and it doesn't taste bad, this is going to be a home run. Otherwise, the world is going to say,
Lisa, what's it going to cost? Come on, Lisa, what's it going to cost? Have Big Mike over there purchase it for you. You know, making them ducats over there, Lisa. Come on, what's it going to cost? When you're trying a new drink, cost doesn't matter.
Might be ass.
But then again, might be ass. We'll find out.
What do you think? I can't. When they try to hide, you know what it's like, when you're living that.
I think I taste a hint of ass.
When you're living that mom or dad life.
Protein.
When you're living the mom or dad life and you try to hide vegetables in your kids' food.
That's dope, Lisa. The one up lemonade protein. I've never heard of that. My Starbucks drink is already $7. I don't think it'll be much more than that. It is wasteful, but I don't think it's wasteful. You know what? Turn it into content, right, Lisa? Remember, we're gonna have these videos where you make your own channel of you just like singing for 3 minutes or whatever, and then you put them on TikTok. Have your channel be where you're tasting things. I've seen so many local people, right? I don't live in a big city. I've seen local people. Hey, my name is Victor, and I'm going to try Tacos Locos on 4th Avenue. And then they'll have they get a good amount of likes and watches and follows and all that good stuff. So be the the taste tester, you know. Hey, what's up? My name's Darren, and today I'm going to take my family over to see Tacos and Burros. You're like, okay. And then I'm talking, and then I end up watching them. I was like, oh, all right, I got to try that place. Today, I'm going to look at their menu. They have a good environment. I like the atmosphere. The atmosphere here, really good. And the menu, there's so many options. So Lisa, that could be you. How does it make money or even a free drink? You make money once you start building a following. So the first few drinks you're going to have to buy. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're going to have to buy the first few drinks. And then next thing you know, hey, my name is David, and today I'm taking you to Mr. Yee's. And at Mr. Yee's, they have lots of tostadas and burritos for the whole family. And it's always funny when they do like the voiceovers and stuff, because the videos, they're all the same video, right? The restaurant, it's like, is your impression Mexican or Indian? Oh no, I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm just telling you what I watch on TikTok, and they're people that live here. So it's like always the first start of like the freaking restaurant, and then it's like, then they go inside, it's the menu, right? And then there's always the worker, like. Right. And then they have the I sat at the table, and I even like their chairs, or I like their shares. But yeah, it always cracks me up. And then there's actually something where they were like, there was some chick. She was like, lots of things to do in Yuma. She was like, I found this place off of 16th Street and 3rd Avenue, nice little hidden gem. They have Labubu's, they have blah, blah, blah. They have games. And I was like, man, look at this bullshit. And then I was like, Labubu's? I want to surprise my daughter with the Labubu. What I'm telling you, see, Lisa, that's what I'm telling you. People, you might get some people in the comments. Lisa Schmlisa, right? Or whatever. And then, but that's how you're going to build your following. So, my Labubu went to the beach. Hey, Andrew Fournier's here. We need more Mexicans in New England. Yeah. You do need more Mexicans everywhere, actually. Have you ever seen, I think there was a documentary. I've never seen it, but I heard it. It's called like A Day Without Mexicans or something. It talks about how like the whole world would collapse or something if like all the Mexicans decided to not work one day or some bullshit. I don't remember. I want to watch that, and I want to watch one. There's a documentary on rats. My Labubu went to the beach. Don't know what that means, Elisa. Did he ever come back? Did you lose him there? There's this dude on TikTok that friggin' he always like rakes the beach and supposedly finds phones and whatever. So is your Labubu there? No drywall would get put up. No drywall would get put up. Right here in Yuma, we're the lettuce capital of the world. Right, so any lettuce you basically eat is made here in Yuma, and made here, not grown, made. That's how Mexican I am. But we're the lettuce capital of the world because it's always like our Christmas is like 70 degrees, right? So they grow it basically all year long. Yeah, so there'd be no lettuce, there'd be no drywall. You know, our pets' heads are falling off. I grow my own damn lettuce. Could you imagine a world without Lisas? Right? There'd be no Lisa Turtle. There'd be no Lisa Paraggio, right? There'd be no Lisa Frank, right? Where else would you have that mean no tie-dye little colors? How many Lisas can you name? Let me know in the freaking comments. No Lisa Turtle, no Paraggio, no Lisa Frank, no Lisa Simpson? That would be a completely different show without her. Just Maggie and Bart. Maggie and Bart? That's no family without a Lisa. Right? No Lisa Simpson. No Lisa Turtle. No Lisa Paraggio. Right? What other Lisas? No Lisa. No Lisa from Sister. Jack K. Right? No, you're killing me. I wanted to change my name when I was little. Think about all the cool Lisas out there. Lisa. Oh, I went to school with a girl named Lisa. Cool. What was her last name? She was cool too. She had black hair. She was cool. I don't remember. I never heard of this absurd name. No Lisa. Lisa, Andrew, did you say that before or after I did? I don't know. Nobody had this name then. No. No, Mona Lisa? No Mona Lisa? Oh, right before. No Mona Lisa? I know 5 Lisas. I just checked my Facebook. I know, I think like one I went to school with. And, of course, this Lisa. But then, how many Lisas? A world without Lisas? A world without Mexicans or a world without Lisas? Which one would you want to live in? I would probably say, no, because then if Mexicans are gone, that means I wouldn't be here. Well, I mean, how Mexican am I, right? I don't know Spanish. I heard this comedian say this joke where he was like, my buddy, he got mad at this dude and he was like, hey, why don't you go back to Mexico? He goes, but I didn't believe him. Because if he really meant it, he would have said it in Spanish. And I was like, hey, that's a good one. We can do without Mexican Lisas. Oh, Mexican Lisas. I can't think of any actual Mexican Lisas. I grew up in a town of Jennifers and Christinas and Marias. You know what's funny? There was this chick that I went to school with. Her parents were racist as hell, right? And her sister's name was Maria. How could you name your kid Maria, right? Or no, she's like, when I learned about her family and stuff, I was like, wait, your sister's name is Maria and your parents are hella Mexican? I mean, hate Mexicans? What? I don't get that. Andrew Fournier. Got the Drews here, man. I'm so happy that the Drews are here. But let me see. Let's see. I'll try to think of any other Lisas while we watch this.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, they know.
We'll see.
When they try to hide protein in something, you always taste a little bit of, as you said, what is that? And I feel like you're going to be sipping
Buns.
your cold brew and you're like, oh, my cold brew with protein? What? Hold on.
I'll have that Buns cold brew, please.
My
ass.
BS. I taste ass.
I don't know.
In my coffee?
For $25, it better taste great. And you're going to hate this one, Rich.
Oh, boy.
But we're heading into football season. Today's the first game. Exciting.
No Lisa Kudrow. No Lisa Loeb. You say, I only hear what I want to. I don't listen hard. Don't pay attention to the distance that you're running to anyone, anywhere. I don't understand. No Lisa Marie Presley? Oh my goodness, I didn't realize how many Lisas. No Lisa Leslie, the most famous basketball player, WNBA player before Caitlin Clark. Oh my goodness. Lisa Miller, who the hell is that? Oh, from News Radio. Of course. Okay. No Left Eye? I guess, well, right now we have no Left Eye, so, I mean, is that really a stretch?
Weekend. I saw your 49ers new jerseys. We talked about it on Overpromised. I think it was last week or the week before.
You know, Lisa, the other day I forgot that Lisa Marie Presley died. I think I was in the shower. And I don't know if I was just like, this is why El Cucuy can't do the show anymore. He would throw up right now. Because I think I was thinking about Michael Jackson when I was in the shower. And I was just like, man, poor guy. Has some crazy things going on. And then I was like, yeah. And then I started thinking about Elvis and Lisa Marie and Priscilla Presley and all that. And I was just like, oh man, I forgot Lisa Marie died. Holy shit. Man. And then I started thinking about Marie Osmond. And Marie Osmond talking about, she had said one day before she went on stage, her son called her. She was like backstage. She was mic'd up. She was about to go on stage. And her son called her. And she was like, I'll call him back after the show. She called him back after the show, and he had committed suicide. Nah. That is terrible. Because I derailed you with El... Because I derailed you, we lost El Cucuy. No, I think it was Luis that had brought something up, so whatever. Anyway, I actually, so you want to hear some crazy shit? So I had the dumbest premonition of all time. So I had a dream the other day that that El Cucuy told me, hey, Cavino called me. And I was like, oh yeah, for real, whatever. That was all the extent of the dream. The next day on the air, Cavino's like, oh, I butt dialed El Cucuy yesterday or whenever it was. And I was like, talk about the weirdest premonition of all time. And I told El Cucuy, I was like, dog, I had a dream that Cavino butt dialed you. And then he said on the air that he butt dialed you. And he was like, yeah, he's like, that's crazy that because he had just like butt dialed them and then they caught up, whatever. But I was just like, that's so crazy. Yeah, or Marie Osmond's son. Yeah, terrible. Back to the show.
Their new alternate jerseys might be ass.
The rivalry Niners jersey.
The rivalry collection or whatever it
There's
is.
some sweet ones. I'll give props where they're due. I love the matte finish for the Dolphins. I love the Buffalo Bills. The Seahawks.
I love black and red together.
Black helmet.
I literally told Covino today he was wearing a Canelo hat, black and red, and a black and red T-shirt that said "Never be caught with your pants down" or something. I forget what his shirt said, but it was in the shape of a glove. And then I had literally the first comment of the day that I had put, I was like, I love black and red together. Growing up, I think a lot of Michael Jackson stuff, right? Beat It, Billie Jean, or not Beat It, Bad, right? On the Bad tour, he had that red jacket that was almost like the Thriller jacket, right? Black and red. So Thriller, Bad, freaking Beat It, all that black and red. And then Kane, right? The Undertaker's brother, black and red. I loved black. I've always loved black and red together. So I don't think I don't think these are ass. I think these are actually pretty freaking cool.
Is weak. I don't mind the font, but that black helmet, that might be ass.
Here's what I like.
In fact, I
I
think it
like
is
going
ass.
edgy, and I like
think the gold makes it ass.
with the black, right? Edgy, tough, rivalry collection. But when you throw the classic font of those numbers on that black backdrop, the contrast is weak to me. And
Looks like a circus promo.
yeah, when you compare it to like the Dolphins' new one, I think the 49ers jersey's ass.
Everyone's breaking out.
ass.
Everyone's breaking out the rivalries, and I hope that their play on the field is solid. But those jerseys might be ass.
You know who else might be ass? Cowboys tonight. But we'll save that.
Oh, okay.
Cowboys might be ass.
It could be a Micah Parsonless Cowboys.
Yeah. Hey, and speaking of football, hey, by the way, before we continue with football, if you want to add to the list, like, did you watch Unknown Number this week on Netflix?
Oh.
The high school catfish story?
Bro.
Yeah. The mom, what's her name? Kendra
Kendra?
Licari? Yeah, she's total ass.
Yeah, she
I don't know if I talked about this. I don't think I've recorded since I but anyway, the first time Michael Jackson and Kane have been mentioned in the same sentence. Michael Jackson, Kane, Kill Tony, all of the, I love those colors. I love things I love are those colors. Yeah, I don't know. You would think I would be an Indians fan, right? Not like Cleveland, the freaking Washington. No, they're the Redskins. Fuck. Okay, anyway. Sorry about that. But oh yeah. So I don't know if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry, I'll cut it out of the final cut that goes to, so let me know. But did I give you guys my take on people talking about the daughter saying that she was in on it? I might have talked about how disgusted I am by people accusing the daughter of knowing. I wanted to throw up. There's this little girl on TikTok where she's like, I'm gonna disappear. And then oh my God, can I find that little kid real quick? Hold on. Let me see if I can find this real quick. There's this little girl. One of the funniest videos I've seen in a long time. Hold on. I'm gonna disappear trick. Let's see if I can find this little girl. Videos. Log in. Come on, I don't know none of my login shit off the top of my head. Anyway, well, there's this little girl. She's like, I'm gonna disappear. She's like probably 3 or 4. And she's like trying to do this magic trick to her family. And so she's like by a door, and you know how they'll pick up like a towel and then drop it and run away. So she picks it up, and when she drops it to run away, she fucking just slams into the door. So she's like, and it's cute because she's like all animated, like she's like, just wait, guys. She's like, I'm gonna disappear, and then she drops the towel or whatever, and she's like, funniest video I've seen in a long time, to the point where me and my family will say it like me and my daughter will be like, I'm gonna disappear. But anyway, that how did I get on the mom? Well, anyway, that disgusted me when people were like, oh, I kind of think that the daughter was in on it. I'm like, maybe I'm probably being a little dramatic, but I felt how messed up that is like we had a prison for criminally insane women here. To accuse the daughter is almost because of how gross the messages were to the daughter, to her own daughter, how she broke up her and her first little love or whatever. They probably wouldn't have made it anyway. But anyway, got in between them, wanted this dude that her daughter's boyfriend, obviously, is almost when somebody gets taken advantage of, sexually, I don't want to say the word because then my video will get taken down, without their consent, right? I feel like it's almost the same thing because it's so freaking terrible. The kind of trauma that this girl has. When the mom gets found out and she goes to hug the girl and stuff, the girl's hugging her. She's so confused. The person she goes to all the time, whenever she's hurt, whenever she's feeling whatever, is the person that did this to her. So she knows no other way. When they're talking to her in her bedroom, she's like, oh, I really miss my mom. And the fact that, like, I'm not going to call out one of the hosts, but when he was like, yeah, they were a doofy family. How could you do that to this little girl? You know, like, how could you even accuse her or talk smack about them being white trash or whatever? Like, come on, man. To me, that's just like the weakest thing ever. Yeah, Lisa. It's the sexual abuse stuff that was to minors. It was inappropriate. It's a horrible precedent, and it's being publicized. The worst thing. It was just. I think even as much as I don't want to say enjoyed the documentary, as much as I was like wanting to throw up after the documentary, I was still like, for the girl, why did Netflix even do this? Like, why did they have her in it? Why couldn't they have told her story? Just making her relive this and maybe she gets some kind of like quote unquote fame off of this or whatever, but that's not what you want to be known for and reliving this and all that. I just think anybody that was accusing her, and I mean this like Cavino says, respectfully, of knowing or whatever, I found it disgusting. The whole thing. The mom, people, the accusations that people were accusing this little girl of, just the whole everything just made me want to vomit. Yeah, I just Lisa says I agree 100%. This will further traumatize the girl, and it really will. I don't want to go off on that. So we have a few more minutes. Let's see what else Cavino and Rich talking about before we call it. Oh, I forgot to even get to what chaps my ass. Cavino is gonna probably take some offense to this, and I love you, Cavino. You know I love you. No hobos. I always put no hobos in the chat, or like if I'm like texting my friend, I'll be like, yeah, I love you, dog. No hobo. Because to me it's funnier than no homo. No homo, so 2010. No hobo? Like, I remember I had put in the chat one day, no hobos or no hobo. And somebody made a comment about it, like it was an error on my point. And I'm like, no, you're the jackass for trying to correct me on something intentional. Because I'm not a fucking moron. I know how to do autocorrect, or I know how to fix or whatever. But I'm like, no hobos. Even if I'm the only one that gets it and people think it's a typo, I'm cracking myself up. I don't fucking need to entertain anybody else. I'm entertaining myself. So, no hobos. But, okay, so what's really, I guess, like I said, love Cavino, no hobo. But what bothers me, and this is why it bothers me, is because I would like her in the in-show chat. Jordan texting Cavino during the entire show is like, oh, whoa, you would subscribe to Sophia's but not mine. Oh, you would, or whatever she said. Oh, but you would dump me or whatever. Oh, this and that. I'm like, Jordan, put that in the chat. We could all see it. Cavino won't have to read it off his phone, because then that gets kind of distracting, where it's like, oh, Jordan said, why not? Jordan, join the chat. And then we can see it. Cavino will reference it if he wants or whatever. But you can join in. We will see it. We can make our own comments on whatever you're saying. we might even get your back and say Covino's full of crap, right? So maybe we get your back and be like, oh my goodness, yeah, definitely, right? Covino's wrong on this, or whatever, or whatever. I wish she would be on the in-show chat because she has so many opinions. I would even dig, and I don't want to put this in her head, like she's ever going to see this, but I don't want to put this in her head, but I would love like a Jordan after show type of thing, right? Where we could just check out Jordan's responses or whatever, because she has so many opinions and they usually are cracking me up. So I would like her on the in-show chat. I just, when she's texting Cavino, I'll be honest, kind of chaps my ass. Let me look at a little bit more feedback. She's hilarious because Jordan, because she said she doesn't subscribe to Patreon. Right, Lisa, I had that same thought where I go, she doesn't subscribe, all good, whatever. But she's obviously listening the whole time. So what is she in the little restroom that they go into every once in a while? Or is she on the outside of the door like this? Because obviously she's listening. So she said, like, when she was sat in for Rich one day, she was like, well, I don't get a subscription or whatever, so whatever. The after show, but later with D and Jordan. You know what's so funny, Andrew, is that not a bad idea, but I don't think Covino would ever let it happen because he would be like, oh, hell no, we don't need her opinions. Let her do her thing. But you know what? I might reach out. Hey, Jordan, want to do the after show, but later with D and Jordan? Right? I mean, we'll change the show from the after show, but later to, we'll just call it Dordan, right? Jordan with the D. Like Jordan with the Y. Jordan. Call it Dordan, right? So anyway, after show, but later, let me know what chaps your ass in the chat, in the comments after the fact. Text me, 928-235-5285, or after show BL across all social media, or even, you know what, on Patreon, patreon.com/TASBL. Love you guys for joining. You guys always make it fun. I don't know if you guys got my emails. I sent emails out to everybody welcoming them back to Patreon. If you guys... right as we're going to end, somebody jumps in the chat. Appreciate it. Love the new comment. You know what? I was going to get off, but now I kind of want to stay on for another second. What else are you going to say right here? So they dropped in a couple of letters into the chat. Okay. Kadeem always wins. Well, shout out to Kadeem always wins for that comment. After show, but later, check me out across all social media, patreon.com/TASBL. Remember, you can join as a free member. So don't think that if you're going to join one of the tiers that you have to do one of the paid tiers. You can do a free tier. So after show, but later, thank you, Andrew, Lisa, the other Drew. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757. Hydro, the vapes and blunts I smoke.